Donnie and Dolly, the team is supported by ableauctions.ca. Closing your business? We can help.
Coming up in a matter of moments, an update on Currygate. Meanwhile, all of our guests today, including Christine Sinclair, are standing by, brought to you by Basant Motors. Get a gift with every financed vehicle this holiday season, like 6 months of gas, no payments until the summer, or a gift card up to $1,000. Get all the info, basantmotors.com. Croatia has gone through at the World Cup on penalties versus Japan, Brazil versus the Korea Republic, about to start over in Qatar. And with that in mind, we bring in Christine Sinclair. There's an event going on tonight on 41st Avenue, the Rothstein Center. Christine Sinclair in conversation. I'd go through your resume here, Christine, but it would take up the rest of the show. Thanks so much for joining us. We sure appreciate it. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
How much are you following the World Cup?
I've got the Brazil game on right behind my computer here. So yeah, I'm following it.
Yeah, give us an update if you can, as the conversation goes on. Hey, Christine, just your opinion of Canada's 0-3 performance in Qatar.
Yeah, I mean, that first game obviously was tough, and I think they let one get away. Unfortunately, there aren't many moral victories in World Cups, and you need points. And then, Croatia, I think, just showed their class and showed why they're one of the best teams in the world. And then the last game, it would have been great to get a point, but I think they've got a lot to be proud of, building towards the next one. But it would have been nice to get those first points and maybe a win.
Hey, Christine, as a player, you know John Herdman as well as anybody. Do you understand what he was trying to accomplish with his F Croatia comment, or was it just a spur-of-the-moment thing?
I think it's just a spur of the moment. I mean, I've never met someone as passionate as John Herdman, and he would do absolutely anything for his team and for Canada. I think it was just pure emotions and raw emotions, and he definitely wears his heart on his sleeve, and it happened, and he said it, and but that's John. He's a fighter, and he's just so passionate, and he gives everything. It didn't surprise me.
Hey, Christine, the one thing I didn't mention in the build-up to this conversation is that you've written a book. It's entitled Playing the Long Game, a memoir. At what point, first you can tell us what the book is all about, but at what point did you realize, and you say playing the long game, you've been at this game the game of soccer for a long time. At what point did you realize that something special could happen for yourself?
Well, I think with the book, it came about after Tokyo. The opportunity presented itself to me, and working with Stephen Brunt, he promised to make it as painless as possible, because I am a pretty private person, and I hate talking about myself. But I think, I took a step outside my comfort zone, and for me, it's about being a role model. It's about having young girls, having female athletes to look up to, and I think part of that is sharing my story as best I can, and even just walking into an Inigo now and seeing stacks of those books is pretty cool. I mean, I looked up to Roberto Alomar and other male athletes, and it's nice to see that times are changing.
And the second part of the question, Christine, I threw a couple of there at you, but just at what point did you realize something special could happen for you with this sport?
It was probably it was my first year with the provincial team. I think it was 11 or 12, I think. And the provincial team coach at the end of the summer kind of said to me, like, if you keep this up, you'll be on the national team at a very young age. And that was the first time I'd ever thought of, like, what? That's possible? And I think it was 12. And then the big moment for me happened at the 99 World Cup, the Women's World Cup in the U.S. I was fortunate to be able to travel down to Portland, Oregon, watch a couple games, and I was so inspired. I promised myself I would be playing in the next one. And that was the first time I saw like women playing at that level and kind of realized it could be a career, and I set my sights on it.
Christine, you've had the name, the word superstar attached to you. Obviously, great career. But Alphonso Davies, what are your thoughts when you see this guy?
Oh, I mean, he's incredible. Just his like raw potential and raw athleticism is like unmatched. And yeah, to see him get the opportunity to perform on the world stage and score that first goal for the men's team was pretty remarkable. And I mean, he's only going to get better. And now it's his job to lead that team and bring others along with him as they get ready for the next World Cup.
I want to ask you about Canada at the grassroots level for soccer. You know, hockey's still number one. It's always going to be in this country. But are you seeing soccer take off a bit more with the success of not only the men but the women and the men in the last few years here?
Yeah, I mean, soccer is for the youth is the highest participative sport in this country, and for me, it starts with exposure. I mean, you saw the coverage that the men's team got this World Cup, and probably the tens of thousands of young Canadians were able to watch the games on TV and be inspired and dream of playing for Canada. It's a great time for soccer in this country. You know, off the back of a gold medal, the men qualifying and participating in the World Cup. We have our World Cup next summer. It's a great time, and it's a great time for things to change and for things to grow, I'd say, in this country.
Yeah, Christine, you mentioned the World Cup, 2023 World Cup, New Zealand, Australia. You're in your 30s. You're gonna be there?
That's the plan. As long as Bev wants me there, I'll be there.
Yeah. What's in your soccer future, Christine?
Yeah, I mean, who knows? Like you said, I'm going for next summer's World Cup and then just kind of reevaluate everything. I'm healthy. I still wake up loving the game and trying to get better and help my teams get better. But yeah, when I'm done playing, I'll for sure stay involved, whether that's coaching, whether that's management. This sport has meant too much to me. It's been my life since I think I was 4. And there's no way I'm going to walk away from that.
Okay, the Rothstein Theater. I mentioned that, 41st Avenue tonight. Christine Sinclair in conversation. That's the official title of the event. What will people see and hear?
Yeah, I think it's just a kind of like your fireside chat. It's obviously on the back of the book that was released, and just dive into some of the topics that were in the book. Growing up, playing for Canada, the gold medal journey, and then looking to the future on how we can help change the sport within Canada.
One other question here. I'm from Burnaby, and we used to go to Fortius, okay, and it is now the Christine Sinclair Community Center. You're still so young. What's it like driving by that facility and seeing your name up there?
Oh, God. I mean, that was shocking when they said they were going to do that. It's an incredible honor. I mean, with the national team, we've trained there so many times and had residency camp there, and now to have my name on the side of it, it's pretty special. I walked in there not too long ago, and the lady's like, "Your name looks familiar." Yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool, and hopefully it can be a lasting legacy for myself, but also the women's team, and maybe the impact we can have on, some of the smaller communities around the country.
You touched on this earlier. I know I said one last question, but one more. Just how seriously do you take your role as a role model?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of my most important roles, I would say. Whether it's having the quick opportunity to meet with a young kid and spend 30 seconds with them and knowing the impact you can have, or it's playing in a game and, I don't know, spending that time afterwards, signing autographs. I mean, you can really impact young kids' lives. And, these kids are the future, if not on the national team, but the future of our country. And yeah, I mean, I had moments as a kid where my life was changed with a simple interaction. So I try to do my best. I've definitely made some mistakes along the way, but try to hold myself to a standard that, I don't know, make others proud.
This has been a great interview, and I say that because I see every once in a while look up at the screen. Brazil,
Yeah,
Korea. What's the score? Give us an update.
It's 2-0 Brazil already.
Okay.
13 minutes in.
All right. Christine, thanks for this. Appreciate it. All the best and good luck tonight.
Awesome. Thanks for having me, you guys.
You bet.
Thank you.
Christine Sinclair.